Hello friends, my name is Panasyuk. I've already managed to survive on uninhabited islands with just spinning or crossbow and a spear. And today, I'll be in the forest again for 24 hours. The rainforest is located at the foot of a volcano near the lake in the crater of the volcano. I'm going to find food for the whole day because my main goal is to survive at all costs. I think you're wondering what I'm going to use in these 24 hours for my survival. Let me show you what I have in my backpack. The first and foremost is my Swiss knife, compact but very functional, and of course the fire starter for making a fire. In order to cook many large crabs at once, I got an old aluminum pot from the locals, and I will carry this pot around with me today. Also, my DIY Hawaiian pole spear. As usual, my adventures begin at sunrise in the morning. I set out in search of new adventures. Yesterday, near the place where I camped at night, I managed to catch big crabs. Half of them I cooked and half of them I saved for today. Since all the crabs are still alive, I didn't need any kind of refrigerator to keep them fresh. And I can kickstart my morning with a good breakfast. I managed to find a couple of mangoes at night, so now I cut it open with a knife and turn it inside out. It's quite humid in the morning, and there are a lot of snails on the trees. I'll take note of that. I get 3 big crabs out of my backpack, make a fire, and cook them on the coals. It's going to be a tough day, so I could use an extra source of protein. It takes very little time to cook them, about 10 minutes and it's done. The main thing is to turn them in time so that the meat doesn't become too dry and stays juicy and tender. 10 minutes later, my crabs are ready. I put them out on a banana leaf and take a small bite. This smell is hard to put into words. It's very tasty and mouth-watering. The weather is very changeable here. It rains a little, and just a few minutes later comes the scorching sun and unbearable heat. And using my anti-mosquito suit is very difficult at times. And to make the crab meat even tastier, I'll pick a couple of limes and add some juice to the crab meat. It's really good. I move on, going closer to the waterfall. I want to get some fresh water and wash my face a little. On my way, I find fruits that are already familiar to me, and this time I am not tempted to cut them and take them with me. For me, jackfruit is a very problematic fruit. And I see another jackfruit and another one. But wait a minute, it's a durian, a very unique fruit. Many people adore it and many hate it because of its smell. But in my opinion, this fruit is quite tasty and very healthy. Also on my way, I find some mushrooms, but I do not know this type, so I will not touch them. I am slowly getting closer down to the waterfall. This is a new location since I have not been here before. All around me are tall palm trees with coconuts. And most importantly, lots of fresh water. Water was oozing from everywhere. I climbed into a small canyon where I was surrounded by rocks and caves. It is an amazing place, and the waterfall itself is mesmerizing in its beauty. Look how beautiful it is. I moved downstream and looked carefully under my feet, hoping to catch some more fish or crabs. And in front of me opens up a very beautiful place. Just look, it's like in a fairy tale. Yes, I should probably stick around for a while. Further down the river narrowed, and there were a lot of cobwebs and big spiders in my way. I decided I should go back and set up a camp near this little waterfall. I get my wooden plate out of my backpack. It's made out of a palm tree trunk, as well as a couple of mango fruits I found last night. And some of the stinky durian. I use a knife to cut the mango into 2 parts, then cut the flesh into these little cubes and turn it inside out. And from the second half you need to cut a large pit, and also cut the flesh into cubes. With durian it's easier, it's like a big chestnut. It splits into slices and the fruit falls out without any effort. The mango pit, of course, I will not leave out either. I eat all of the pulp. It is very sweet and juicy. Durian smells like some rotten onions, but the taste is sweet enough. It has a very special aftertaste, as if you eat delicious dumplings. But the smell after is not the most pleasant smell. It is the same with durian. But the mango was very ripe and juicy and sweet. By the way, this fruit is one of my favorites. I clean my knife and plate near the waterfall. I still have a couple of pieces of crab left. I'll eat it too. Look how big the claw is and how much meat is inside. I have come to the conclusion that crabs are a very convenient food for a survivalist like myself. Since they can be kept alive for several days and you do not need a fridge, just take a crab out of your backpack when you need a snack, cook it and you're good to go. It obviously doesn't work this way with fish. I wash the plate and knife and put them back into my backpack. I'll need the fruits later too. We need to go around this area and study it better. The river was narrowing and I knew there would be no fishing here. There was no point in moving on. But on my way I saw trunks of bamboo. I'll take one. I want to make a small cup from it. I already have a plate, but I don't have a cup. For this I use my knife, or rather a saw, which is in it. Though it is small but sharp and good enough. So the cup that I got is pretty small. On the way back, I found a huge cave. I love exploring places like this. Too bad I didn't bring a flashlight with. That would allow me go deeper in there. Wow, look at that cave, and it goes further that way. I am on my way back to camp. In order to boil the crabs, I need to get fresh water from the waterfall. I use a pot to collect fresh water faster, and then I pour it from the pot to plastic bottles and put it back in my backpack. The water from the waterfall is very clean, but I will not drink it just like that. I will definitely have to boil it. Just look at these giants. I really hope that today I can catch even bigger crabs with my Hawaiian pole spear. And if you enjoy catching crabs, be sure to write me in the comments. Let's catch more crabs. I freshened up a bit, picked up some fresh water, and moved on. On the way back, I came across a small sort of lake in which I noticed a small tilapia was swimming close to the surface. I took out my homemade fishing slingshot and started hunting. When I saw a small golden-colored koi carp in the water, I realized that this pond is private and it would be really inappropriate to hunt here. The day flew by very quickly. The sun went behind the horizon and the night has come. Back at my camp, I need to be well prepared for the night crab hunt. But this time, I'm going to use a Hawaiian pole spear. I take my backpack and a sling and go on a search. I know that when it gets dark, the crabs come out of their holes to hunt. I returned to the same place where I was catching crabs yesterday, and in just a couple of minutes, I saw the first crab of very good size. There's no point in shooting crabs because if I don't keep the crabs alive, I'll need a cooler or a fridge. And since I don't have that, they'll just go bad in the morning. So my job is to use a Hawaiian pole spear to catch all the crabs but keep them alive. I will put my catch in my backpack and later put it in a paper bag. Moving on. And again, I find mango fruits. One of them was good. I will take it in my backpack. I try to move through the thickets. I found the fern bushes and hide in there. I heard some noise. And right in front of me runs a big crab, and he almost managed to hide in the grass. But with the help of a spear, I pushed him to the ground. And at the same moment, really close, I noticed just a huge crab. I go through the grass and try to catch this monster. And the other crab is still pinned by my spear. It is not moving, and so I try to get two big crabs from the same spot. Wow, look at that monster. This is a very large crab. Just look at this handsome fellow. There's another one here. Now we have to get the other one. It is very difficult to do it with one hand. The crabs cling very tight to the grass, but I soon managed to get another one. And now just look, from one spot I managed to catch 2 huge crabs. It's a little easier to do with the Hawaiian pole spear. They didn't have time to run away to their holes. That's lucky. I'm sure these crabs will make a very tasty broth, and I know I didn't drag the whole pot behind me for nothing. I put them in my backpack and move on. I look down carefully under my feet and use my Hawaiian pole spear to lift the leaves and move the grass in front of me. I hear rustling in the grass again. I went to a place where there were some ruins. Some brick structure had collapsed. And among these stones, I found 3 crabs at once. I hold the biggest immediately with the sling and take him in my hands. His claws are very strong. He even managed to take away my tip from the sling. Let it go and go to my backpack to hang out with your friends. And here in the grass right next to the hole, I managed to catch another truly gigantic crab. And these weird visual effects were created by my camera, so I am sorry for that. Look at this giant. It's the biggest crab I've ever caught. He's just a monster. That's clearly my new record. Just look at the size of his claw compared to my hand. Wow! It was not for nothing that I brought the Hawaiian pole spear today. This time I stopped him and he did not have time to hide in his hole. I'm amazed by this hunting. It's just a dream. I've been looking for so long for a place where I can catch big crabs, and here I am. It is a paradise. I'm sure I'll have enough food for tomorrow. I didn't bring the pot with me for nothing. It is time to go back to camp. I will go to bed with a sense of accomplishment. The night was very turbulent with thunder and lightning keeping me awake, but I was very tired all day, and eventually I managed to get some sleep. In the morning, I can say that I had quite a good night's sleep. I found out that this slightly diagonal position in the hammock allows you to keep your back straight, and it was quite comfy. It's time to cook the crabs, but first I have to make a fire using small branches. I put everything in one pile. I'll prepare the tinder, and with the help of the flintlock and my knife, I'll make a fire. I managed to do it very quickly and easily. Perfect. I have a fire now. I take out the pot and the crabs. The crabs are all alive and very active, which means that my food is as fresh as possible. Now the water I picked up yesterday under the waterfall from the bottles needs to be poured through my primitive filter and purified beforehand. And only after that I can use it for cooking. The filter works very simply and quickly, and if you want to know how I made it, you can check out previous episodes. I put the pot on the stones and pour the filtered water into it. I close the lid and wait for it to boil. To make the crabs tasty, I will use the herbs I collected earlier. First of all, I will take a few cloves leaves. I will use it as an alternative to the bay leaf. This is a small sprig that I'm going to grind up and put in the pot. I also cut off a couple of pieces from the dried ginger root. And also to add some Asian flavor, I'll make sure to add some lemongrass, a very fragrant herb. I use a knife to cut off a little bit. Give it a good rub in my hands and throw it into the pot. In the future, I want to find a small cast iron pot in which I can roast, boil, and stew my food, but I don't have one yet, so this aluminum pot would do for now. And of course, you can't cook crabs without salt. This time I decided to use my reserve of sea salt, which I extracted with my own hands by a primitive method earlier. And for those of you who haven't seen in the last episodes of my show how to extract salt from ocean water, I encourage you to check this fascinating process out. While the water is boiling, I can already smell the herbs. I'm sure that the crabs will turn out very tasty. While I'm not far from banana palms, I want to show you another method of how you can get fresh water from a banana palm trunk. To do this, I will need a small piece of bamboo. This method is very similar to collecting birch sap. I just stick a fragment of bamboo in the trunk of a banana palm tree. And along the small hollow side of the bamboo, the water flows into the container. And my bamboo cup came in handy for that. The broth was already boiling, and the smell was wafting throughout the jungle. It's time to cook the crabs. Before I cook them, I have to put them to sleep, because if you cook crabs alive, they shed all their limbs reflexively. That's not very humane, so I'll put all the crabs to sleep beforehand. Once again, all my prey is only males. I always release females back into the wild. Now I need to clean the crabs. I remove tails and intestines. The water is boiling now, so I can put crabs into the broth. The crabs are very large and hardly fit in the pot. It is going to take 10 minutes to cook them, so I need to throw more wood into the fire. While the crabs are boiling, I decided to take a rest and recharge my batteries. The place where I camped was fabulous, very comfortable as well. I even had green pineapples growing around me. But since it wasn't me who planted them, I won't collect them either. But I came up with a very interesting idea. Since pineapples grow very fast, I will take a small pineapple seedling and plant my own pineapple, wait till it grows it, and then I will eat it. Friends, it's very hot today, just unbearable. but I can't be here without a suit because there are so many mosquitoes. I can't wait to eat my crabs and go down to the waterfall and swim in the fresh, cold water. It is just way too hot. 5 more minutes, I think it'll be ready. While I was in the hammock, a lot of different thoughts crossed my mind. I was also thinking about making my own little vegetable garden, where I would plant vegetables and fruits. The crabs are almost ready. I need to add the lime juice, but this time I won't throw the rind in there. Last time it ruined everything, and the broth ended up being very bitter. So I just squeezed the juice from the fruit into the broth. If only I could convey this smell through the camera. It looks and smells delicious. It's almost ready. Just a few more minutes and I can take crabs out. In the meantime, I'll use my knife to get another glass of banana palm juice. I only need to insert the blade in and push it down. It won't do any harm to the banana palm. It heals very quickly. Banana palm juice tastes a lot like the juice of a non-freshly squeezed cucumber. While I was getting fresh water, the crabs got cooked. I removed the pot from the fire. Wow, it looks so beautiful. I take out my handmade wooden plate and put the crabs on it. This plate is made from the trunk of a coconut palm tree. Just look at the color and texture. I want to put together a whole set of cookware that I can travel with and cook my prey on. Wow, look at the color of that crab. How mouth-watering it all looks. To be honest, the broth was not very good. The crabs had to be cleaned from the inside. But my main task was to cook my crabs, and I will make crab soup in the next episodes. Well, my dream came true. I managed to find a location where giant land crabs live. It's time to taste them. I'll start with this biggest claw. The meat was salty, juicy, tender, and rich. There was a slight taste and aroma of herbs that I added to this broth. There is a lot of meat in the torso of the crab too, in the place where its legs are attached. So the middle part does not have to be thrown away. Ginger root makes it a bit spicier. I used the perfect amount of spice. Well, I can tell you that this survival was a very interesting one, and it was delicious as well. I spent 24 hours in the tropical jungle and I managed to get food and water. Thanks for watching me. Dear friends, subscribe to my channel and see you soon.